Hello, so let me show how to work with IFTA calculations for each state. So today we're gonna be working with Alabama, and we're going to go through IFTA calculation for Franklin in Q3 of 2025. And yeah, so here we start. Basically, this is how it worked for Alabama. They reported 490.41 miles for last quarter, for Q3 of 2025, and they've purchased 815 gallons overall for all drivers in Alabama, and the tax rate is 0.3. Where do we get this amount? Is you go to the IFTA website. That's the general website for IFTA. It's called iftach.org, and you can go there and search for the quarter that you need. So basically that's the third quarter of 2025, and you just go there and select the quarter you need. So yeah, here how it works. Let me just load it in, and we need to go to the Alabama state. Okay, so and we need the special diesel, which is just regular diesel. We're gonna work mostly, like almost only with special diesel, and the rate we need is 0.3. Okay, so and we can insert the tax rate here. It's 0.3. And then how can we calculate tax due without even needing the website of any company? I mean, any IFTA account, or maybe any IFTA website for any company. You can just calculate the tax due yourself. Okay, so how it's calculated? We just go back to the Franklin. In this case, they were working in Pennsylvania IFTA account, and then they had the MPG, which is miles per gallon, equal to 6.2. How we calculate the MPG? Let me just go ahead, go over this. So it's calculated, so total miles, which they did in the last quarter, it was equal to 230,227 miles. And then they've spent 38,606 gallons for the last quarter. And we just divide this amount. Let me just do it on a calculator so you can see. This amount divided by 37606 is gonna be equal to 6.12. We just take the first three, and that's enough. So it's gonna be equal to 6.12 mpg, miles per gallon. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back to this report, IFTA report, and we're going back to the taxable volume, how it's calculated, and also we're going back to this Miro website. It's calculated from total miles for the state. For Alabama, they did 4,941 miles, and then we divided to MPG, by MPG. So we're gonna go ahead and do this one. So it's gonna be equal to, 4,941 divided by 6.12. Oh, the calculator did it wrong. Okay, 6.12. It's gonna be equal to 807, which is their taxable volume. Okay, so what do we know? What do we do with it now? So we take the gallons purchased by this company, 815, and then we subtract it from this amount, taxable volume, 807, subtract 815, which is going to be equal to minus 8. And then we're gonna multiply it by this tax rate, and then it's going to be equal to minus 8 multiplied by 0.3 is going to be equal to $2.40. and this is how we calculate the total due for, tax due for Alabama state. Why it is negative amount in there? So yeah, let me just go ahead and explain. So they've purchased 815 gallons, which is more than needed to cover this distance. So the company did 4,941 miles in Alabama state. It's required to spend 807, but they purchased 815 gallons, which is more than needed. That's why it gave us the negative net volume, and then it was multiplied by tax rate. So that's why the state owns some amount of money, which is $2.40, and they owe the company. So IFTA owes Franklin this amount of money, and then it's going to be negative. So if you do this one for all the states, so you can just do it one by one just to understand how the IFTA works overall. So, and you can calculate everything in here. Right, so there is like positive amounts in there, which means Franklin, the company that we're doing the IFTA for, owe money to IFTA department. That's why it's positive number. And then if you just add all these numbers, the negative ones and the positive ones, you are getting the total amount you need to pay for IFTA. Oh yeah, so that's it. That's how you calculate the IFTA.